The Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system in the world.
The Great Barrier Reef is one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet. We have 450 species of coral.
They're the home to more than 25% of the biodiversity in the oceans, and all interacting and living together. This is an ecosystem that has global significance. It's an ecosystem of value and importance to the whole world.
But this global treasure is at risk of disappearing. In the past 3 decades, coral cover has declined by almost 50%. Climate change threatens the future of this rich and complex ecosystem. And scientists see a real-time environmental catastrophe in the making.
Climate change directly impacts the Great Barrier Reef through elevated water temperatures and changes in oceanic acidity. CO2 levels have been rising steadily for the past 100 years, and we know that man-made emissions are the primary cause of these increases.
To survive, corals rely on the tiny algae that live within its tissues. But warming seas from carbon emissions produce a stress response, and the corals eject their primary source of energy.
Those algae actually give the coral tissue all of its colour. So once they're expelled from the tissue is transparent, and then all you see is the bare white skeleton underneath.
It's a process known as coral bleaching. In the Great Barrier Reef, it happens on a massive scale.
They've lost the powerhouses, the little algae that live within their tissue, and this causes a significant reduction in their energy. If they can't supplement that with feeding from the water column, then they will become stressed, starve, and then die.
The bleaching events that we've seen on the Great Barrier Reef over the last 5 years have been quite intense. Of the 3 events, the event that we saw in 2016 has been the most devastating, where we lost up to 50% of our corals over just a few months.
Many reef fish need live coral in order for young fishes to come into the reef. Organisms also live within the coral colonies, so if those colonies die, then those creatures have lost their home as well. So the effects of bleaching are really far-reaching through the ecosystem.
But warmer seas are not the only cause for concern. Extreme storms are intensifying. Between 2004 and 2018, 10 powerful cyclones scored direct hits on the ecological wonderland.
Category 3 cyclone, for example, churns up the water, it creates a lot of wave energy, lots of intense energy, and can break the branching corals and turn them into rubble.
And that's not the only threat to the delicate reef. Unimaginable danger lurks in the water. This is public enemy number 1, a voracious predator that preys on coral. This is the crown of thorns starfish.
I'll just flip him over, and you'll be able to see how they get their name. Obviously, all of these multitude of spines are the natural defence against predators. You can see that they're quite long, very sharp.
Unlike traditional starfish with 5 arms, a crown of thorns starfish, or COTS, is disc-shaped and can have up to 21 arms.
This is the oral surface, or the underneath surface, and you can see all the little tube feet there, and that's what they use to walk around the reef.
Using hundreds of these water-powered tube feet, they move fast, covering over 65 feet an hour, devouring corals as they go.
When they go to feed on a coral, they'll actually extrude their stomach out through the mouth and lay it over the top of the coral and then dissolve the coral tissue there.
Just one tenacious crown of thorns starfish consumes up to 42 square feet of coral a year. In 2022, it's estimated that more than 5 million of these creatures are feasting on the reef. Population outbreaks can be devastating.
Crown of thorns starfish outbreaks can lead to widespread coral mortality, and up to 99% of coral cover can be lost during a really severe outbreak.
And while they can't prevent an attack, they can mitigate one by taking matters into their own hands.
Divers go out and physically inject starfish with either ox bile salts or vinegar. This has the effect of killing the crown of thorns starfish in place. The injection of crown of thorns starfish has been trialled in numerous scientific studies, and there's been no detrimental effects found on surrounding organisms.
Using these innovative techniques, coral colonies can be restored over time.
It does take anywhere between 5 and 10 years for the corals to start regrowing. But again, this is dependent on there being no further disturbances within that time of recovery.
But while there is hope that the coral can be saved, scientists remain vigilant. Without constantly monitoring, this vital part of our ecosystem will disappear forever.